Thank you very, very much for joining me today. This is Digital Marketing Trends in 2017. If you're joining us live, as you know, as you've seen already, we will launch a couple of polls during the course of the event. If you have questions, please go ahead and use the chat box. We'll answer every question that we have time for during the course of our short time together. And when you logged in, you saw in the chat box there was a welcome message and also a couple of things that you could do. One is to schedule time with me for a free 15-minute consultation. There really is no risk. There's no charge. It's not a selling issue. We're not trying to sell you anything during that consultation. We simply want to find out from you where your challenges are and what things we might recommend that you use to grow your business. So let's go ahead, and I just want to welcome you to today's presentation, in which I'll talk about the latest digital marketing trends that all small businesses should be paying attention to. You know, it'll help me if you let me know what kind of a business you're in. Go ahead and use that in the chat box. Go ahead and let me know what kind of a business you're in. Um, what industry, or are you business to business, business to consumer? Are you a nonprofit? And I don't mean by nonprofit that you're in business not making money yet, by the way. We'll talk about why the digital marketing trends of today are so important to small businesses and what they can do to start jumping on the trend and taking advantage of digital marketing to help you grow your business. This webinar is presented by the Countess Group. We're a marketing consultancy based in the Orlando area. And what we do, which is very unique among other marketing consultancies, is we can truly help you gain an unfair advantage over your competition with targeted marketing campaigns that really do work. And I'll talk about them later. I'm one of the 4 winners ever of the Constant Contact Authorized Local Expert Leadership Award, certified by Constant Contact. You can see a couple of the other awards that they presented to us over the years. We're full service. We do executive coaching. We conduct workshops either at your location or at ours. Email marketing, social, websites, search engine optimization, PR, and so much more. We're also partners not only with Constant Contact, but another email service provider called Robly. We're also partnered with vCita, which is an online scheduling tool, Microsoft, ClickFunnels, and GoToWebinar. Please go to our website when you have some time. It's thecountessgroup.com. That's a screenshot of our homepage. And there what you'll find is a variety of resources that will help you gain an unfair advantage over your competition with targeted marketing. We don't believe in spray and pray marketing. We do things in a very targeted manner for our clients so that they spend less money and get better results. As I mentioned, my name is Ken Countess. I'm managing director of the Countess Group. We're now in our 18th year. I'm internationally recognized. These are some of the companies whose names you'd recognize: Motorola, CVS, Marriott, a company now owned by Honeywell. I also have equity in another marketing firm. And these are some of the clients that we've served over the last 18 years. You probably recognize at least a few of those names. Here's my contact information. I really encourage you to reach out to us anytime you'd like. There's the phone number. You have our email address. You received probably at least a couple of reminders about today's event. So you have our email. I encourage you to connect with us too on social media. The ones we're most active on include Facebook. That's facebook.com/thecountessgroup. There you will join over 6,000 others who are following us on Facebook. And if you're using LinkedIn, and I hope you are, go to linkedin.com/in/Ken Countess. I see we have a wide variety of people that are joining us today from the insurance industry, municipality, car dealership, retail, a for-profit doing economic studies for outdoor industries, an all-volunteer nonprofit with a thrift store, Family Fun Center. Oh, that must be fun. I'd love to come and check that one out. They do parties for kids. Well, listen, digital marketing is the application of technology, devices, platforms, channels, practices to connect to audiences. And they could be audiences of your current customers or members if you're a nonprofit or prospects that you hope to bring into the business. And I'm not going to assume that everybody's doing it, but I am going to tell you that when it comes to digital marketing, everybody should be doing it. If you've got your direct mail or print or other traditional marketing efforts nailed down, great. Digital marketing will be a fantastic complement to those efforts. But at the end of the day, technology is changing the behavior of consumers. And digital marketing is the answer for small businesses that are trying to reach those consumers where they are. And what these digital tools have already done for small businesses really is well known. Access to channels and platforms has allowed businesses to really take more control than ever over their own marketing and their reach to audiences that we need to drive our business. And these tools have also allowed small businesses to effectively manage marketing efforts in ways that won't break the bank. Take Hope Hummus, for example. They're a hummus manufacturer in Colorado, and they sell through distributors like grocery stores and markets, and they're easily able to manage their brand through their website and email communications, and they also make excellent use of social media, posting inspiring videos that share their brand personality as well as recipes and other things. So you may be asking, well, if I need to be getting set up on digital marketing channels and platforms, how do I know which one to use? It really can be hard to determine what the right channel or mix of channels could be. So first I can tell you that you don't need to use all of the social media channels, okay? So you can relax a bit. And fortunately, there are some quick questions you can ask yourself to help figure out if you're ready to jump onto this digital marketing adventure. First is time. How much time can you devote to the tactic or channel like a social network? You may not need to hire a new staff member to manage your use of Facebook, but can you devote enough time to really make it worthwhile? Or resources. And maybe you do need someone else in your business to focus on the tactic or channel. Do you have that resource or can you add it? Maybe you need to outsource it to people like us. Will you or your team know how to get the most out of that channel? And if the answer to this is no, you're going to need to find training or someone who does have the skill. You might wish to attend a workshop. We conducted two of them last week, one on email and one on LinkedIn. And finally, do you know where your audience is spending their time? So I encourage you to keep these questions in mind as we move forward. So here is a drum roll. These are the hottest digital marketing trends of 2017 that I'll be covering: marketing automation, content marketing, video marketing, mobile marketing, and big data. Ready? If you're ready, raise your hand. Use the control panel and raise your hand. Let me know you're all set and you want to get things going. I see most of you have the hang of the raise your hand. Let's see if everybody else does too. I see, let's see, Jody and Katie and Kay and Lana and Maureen and Reagan. How about the rest of you? Are you ready? All right, let's get things going. Marketing automation describes the ability to automate repetitive tasks like email, social media, and other website actions. And the intention is to nurture prospects with highly personalized, useful content in order to convert prospects to customers and build customer loyalty. By learning about your audience, you can segment them into categories or demographics or interests and create customized content that speaks to them. instead of creating universal content, sending to your entire list and just hoping somebody reads it. So, why is this a smart idea, you ask, or why is this a worthy trend? Well, think about the world through your customer's eyes. There are more ways for messages to be communicated than ever before. In addition to all the digital marketing they receive, don't forget marketing messages in magazines, on television, in direct mail they receive, and sometimes this can be overwhelming for both the receivers of those messages and those like you and me, trying to figure out through which channels we should be delivering messages. Combine all of these channels and consider the number of marketing impressions that we generally get in a day. One study found that 264 was an average per person per day. Now, they estimated as conservatively as they could, so the actual number could be higher. If every channel and every message was given a voice, a person would feel like they're standing in a full auditorium where everyone was shouting for their attention. And what's the result? Well, it's just so much noise. So anything that helps cut through the noise will be incredibly valuable to both consumer and business. 40% of consumers say they will buy more from a business that seeks to personalize the experience, and over half are more likely to shop when the experience is more personalized. Now, in case you've ever felt a bit awkward when you're asking for information from customers, or you wanted to avoid annoying them by asking for their information, consider this. 3 out of 4 customers are willing to share their information if they believe they'll have a better experience. So, what are you waiting for? A critical component of marketing automation is targeting and segmenting. These are marketing terms that reflect what makes your customers, clients, or volunteers unique. So, what we do is we create marketing touch points that reflect their uniqueness. Not everybody's the same. Do you want to send out one email message to everyone and hope a percentage of those people like it? Or does it make more sense to send a couple of different emails, slightly tweaked for each segment, knowing that the majority will like it? I'm guessing it's the second option. And I hope you realize that hope isn't a strategy. And targeted automation can be really easy. Take a look at these 2 automated welcome emails from the Loveland Youth Gardeners nonprofit. These are emails that are almost exactly the same, except a small tweak to match the given audience. One is to people who have donated or sponsored the organization, and the other is targeted to those you've registered to volunteer. So go ahead and ask your segments, your audiences, what's important to them. Do a survey. Sending surveys are a great way to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. And there are also services that will help you scan your list and pull available information about your audience. So here's a short list of the kinds of information you can start collecting for individual consumers or members. Demographics, their interests, their buying or giving behavior, events that they may have attended in the past, what their communication behavior is, what kind of devices they use, whether it be a phone, a tablet, a laptop, a desktop, and so on. Then you use that information after you've collected it to help you segment your lists and segment them in such a way that you can then create things called autoresponders. So that's a general name for any kind of automated marketing delivery effort that you may have. It's very, very simple to do. And if you're not sure how to do that, reach out to us afterward and we can spend more time with you. Social media promotions and personalized offers are also great ways to really engage your customers in ways that perhaps you hadn't thought of before. The topic of targeting, segmentation, and personalization, like all of the trends I'm talking about today, could fill its own presentation. But now you've seen enough of why it's important. what to start collecting and what to do with that information to get you started. So, to quickly recap, here are some things you could start doing today. Review your contact list. Find places in your marketing efforts where you could actually automate your efforts with that segmentation in mind. I mentioned autoresponders before. They're a great place to start. And finally, think about creating some special events or offers for different segments of your audiences. And not far from the idea of marketing automation and sending content that speaks to your audience is the idea of content marketing. You may have heard the phrase content is king. And as much as 88% of marketing will be done through content between 2017 and 2020. This trend has been continuously growing over the years due to the increase of noise that I talked about earlier, in addition to the growing trend of purchasing from businesses based on trust. So here's a quick definition of content marketing. The most important pieces here state that you need to provide valuable, relevant, consistent content that ultimately drives profitable customer action. And if you're a nonprofit, you could substitute positive member contribution. So why should you focus on content marketing? Well, it's more important than ever when you look at these two statistics. 72% of marketers worldwide say relevant content is the most effective SEO tactic. SEO is search engine optimization. That's what gets your website listed without you having to pay for pay-per-click advertising. 82% of consumers feel more positive about a company after seeing custom content. So, where is the trendy place to publish? Well, traditional content is published on a blog, which absolutely does have its place in content marketing. But the new trend in content publishing is social media. Now, the first thing to note about some social platforms is that they predominantly attract younger users. So, for instance, the majority of Snapchat users are under age 34. So it only makes sense to use them if your target audience lies within that user demographic. And if they do, then think about how you can leverage the intimate nature of these platforms to offer your true fans content that will deepen your relationship with them. So think about these questions when you think about the content that you create. Number one is, who's my target audience? Second is, what do they care about? I can guarantee you that senior citizens care about different things than millennials or perhaps baby boomers. The third question you need to ask yourself is, which media platform can we, or platforms, can we really excel at? So when you think about your target audience, you really want to create content that resonates. So think about who you're trying to reach, because decisions and strategy do come from understanding your audience. For example, how would you explain quantum physics to your mom, your wife, or your husband, or a child? I think you could see here how your approach is going to be different, or maybe vastly different, for each of these people, because their level of knowledge is different, their point of reference is different, and the way they process information is likely different as well. Now, I'll admit this may be a silly example, but it does make the point. I think the bottom line is, if you don't know who you're trying to communicate with, it's impossible to really know what kind of content they want. And this really is step one. Everything builds from who it is you're trying to reach. You can use tools like Google Analytics to help you figure this out. Once you figure out who your audience is, now figure out where their pain points are. What is it that they really want to know? What are their likes and what are their dislikes? And then let's think about where we can excel. Think about your knowledge base. Think about the manpower you have. Think about the time you have. None of these is unlimited, and certainly time is very precious. So if you need assistance with this stuff, reach out to us. And now that you understand who your audience is and what kinds of information they might care about, you might be thinking, well, what are my options for different types of content anyway? Well, blog posts are still very highly esteemed in the online community, but there are plenty of other formats to consider as well, and they're listed here on screen. You might consider e-newsletters, online magazines, infographics, long form content, and so on. I'd recommend that you do one thing, and that is jump on the trend. Figure out where your customers, members, or audience are. What social media channels do they use most often? Look at where they hang out. Assess your current strategy and adjust it if necessary. And finally, stretch into a channel that you haven't tried before. Start small. Don't try to do everything at one time. You know the best way to eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. Well, you need to think the same way when you're talking about dipping your toes into the water of today's marketing pool. And as you think about your content marketing strategy, consider adding video in 2017. Video is a top trend this year, and it may come as no surprise with internet speed and mobile usage continually rising to enable users to stream videos wherever they are and whenever they want. Smart marketers are latching on to this trend by creating relevant, high quality video content by leveraging on video friendly social media networks such as YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Videos do add value, and it doesn't have to go viral. It doesn't take Chewbacca Mom to show us how big and important using video and having a visual storytelling strategy are. But it's a mistake to focus your video strategy solely on viral video. Small businesses can't spend their whole lifetimes trying to create the video that will go viral. So perhaps use the word video in an email subject line because that will encourage more opens, more visits to your website, and fewer unsubscribes. And keep in mind that production quality aside, the effectiveness of videos is very much platform specific. For example, evergreen video content works well on YouTube due to how users search and discover videos. Shareable, time-sensitive videos work well on Facebook and Twitter due to the social nature of consuming content. Twitter says that videos and photos get the most retweets. And while short form, attention grabbing videos are more suited to platforms like Instagram and Snapchat, there's also now Facebook Live. Raise your hand if you have heard of Facebook Live. And once again, if you haven't looked at your um, control panel, it's hidden with the orange arrow over on the right side of your screen. If you've heard of Facebook Live, go ahead and raise your hand. Jody and Katie and Lana and Nick and Alex. Yeah, it's incredibly popular. We do Facebook Live from time to time as well. It's a great way to spread the word about your business, a great way to show that you're busy real time. It doesn't require editing or scripting. It really does help build brand authenticity. And it does increase visibility because people will get notices that you're live once they like your page. And with over 100 million daily active users and 400 million snaps per day, Snap is one of the fastest growing social networks. And as you might already assume, 71% of Snap's US users fall into the 18 to 34 age range. So, what can you do today? Well, here are a few things. Include a video in your email. Make your own or give credit to someone else's. Think about what video platform your audience spends the most time on. Determine which will have the biggest impact, and then make videos that match. Or develop videos based on a strategy based on your platform. Should it be short or long or time sensitive? And then how frequently should you share? Forbes magazine recently noted that from cell phones to smartphones, tablets to wearable gadgets, the evolution of mobile devices is one of the prime factors influencing the marketing world. And as I mentioned right up front, one of the key drivers of digital marketing trends is around devices on which people consume their content. And nothing has changed that landscape more than mobile phones and tablets. And if Pokemon Go didn't prove how quickly trends can spread on mobile, I'm not sure what will. The insanely high rate of adoption helped Pokemon Go earn as much as $14 million within 6 days of being released. Thanks to widespread ownership of smartphones, as well as ever increasing data networks combined with a cultural desire for mobile engagement, mobile marketing is a trend to seriously consider in 2017 and beyond. And there's lots of data around us that points to the increasing role that mobile devices play in our lives and the lives of our prospects, customers, members, or clients. Take a look at some of this data. 80% of internet users own a mobile phone. 3/4 of Americans bring their smartphone to the bathroom. 4 out of 5 consumers use their smartphone to shop. So you really need to be using digital marketing today. Digital mobile marketing. It's really changed our behavior. As they become more central to our daily lives, they've driven changes in our behavior. Our phones have become core tools in how we research, find, compare, and even buy from businesses today. And one term you'll start to hear more and more is mobile-centric search. This is defined as searches that happen 75% of the time or more from a mobile device. The reality is that people are using their smartphones to find something, really anything they need. In the example on the screen, a search for linens in Rockport, Massachusetts yields a top listing for a client. And in seconds, a smartphone user can call the business with just one touch, get directions they can use as GPS in their car, visit the business's website, and then go ahead and stop in. 88% of near me searches are happening today from mobile. When we identify the mobile centric themes for industries, some of the top industries are doing an amazing amount of business because of a mobile. And remember all that noise I mentioned earlier? Well, consumers don't need help throwing out communications that are just part of the noise. If your email doesn't look good on a mobile device, where most people today are actually seeing it, 3 out of 4 of them will delete the email and never get to the message that you were hoping to deliver. And almost a third of them will unsubscribe from your list and never get any of your messages again. So when you're thinking about sending emails out, here are some of the basic tips that I can offer you to ensure your email doesn't end up getting deleted. Here are some of the mistakes you want most to avoid. Don't write too much. Keep it short and sweet. I like to say a picture, a paragraph, and a call to action. People don't have the time or even the inclination anymore to read through long emails on a mobile device. Don't use multiple column emails. They end up rendering very strangely on small screens. Make sure your images work well on a small screen. Make sure that you understand I mean, phone screens are small enough already. Don't make it any harder for someone to read your message. And the reason you sent the message in the first place was to get your readers to take some sort of action, right? Well, don't make it hard for them to see what that action is and to take it. Don't bury links in the middle of a paragraph or at the very bottom of a long email. So let's think about pushing your email beyond the mobile inbox. There are lots of ways that you can get your email sent and then repost it on Facebook. You can use Facebook ads as well. We have a Facebook case study that you might be interested in. It runs several minutes long. What I'd like to ask you is whether you'd like to learn more about our 3-hour social media workshop that'll be in Orlando in the next few months. Go ahead and click yes or no or not sure. Please contact me. Just select one of those 3 buttons. We'll be doing our LinkedIn on-site event coming up on August 4th. That'll be in Orlando. This does say a workshop on February 21. Obviously, that date is wrong. It's August 4th. If that's something you're interested in, go ahead and just go ahead and click yes or no. But also, I'd like to find out if you're interested in our Facebook case study. That runs a couple of minutes, and what it will show you is how our clients are benefiting from social media advertising. Just click yes or no thanks or not sure, please contact me. You can also access that case study all by yourself just by looking over in the chat box. When you joined us today, there were a couple of links there, and when you click on the link, the one about the social media campaign, you'll be able to view that case study after this webinar at a time of your choosing. And we'll also send you a link if you wish. So once again, you'll be able to watch that video on your own time. Yeah, the great aspect of mobile is that it's maturing before our eyes. And it really enables you to consider the mobile experience in advertising. And you'll hear more and more about this year if you haven't already. And the term you'll be hearing about is native ads. And this refers to ads that blend in with the regular content on a given site, rather than standing out as a pop-up or a banner ad. And you can barely tell the difference between a post in your feed versus a sponsored ad, which is exactly why it's a worthy trend in marketing. In fact, experts and estimates predict that native ads will account for 63% of mobile ad display revenue by 2020 for a variety of reasons. Mobile advertising on social platforms really work well. There's more and more data that suggests that it's really now time to start considering advertising on mobile. So I'd encourage you to jump on the trend. And what can you do today? Well, what's your mobile experience like? Are you showing up in mobile searches? Are you being found? And if you are, does it look good on a mobile device? Consider purchasing ads that will show up on social media and mobile devices. Native ads are really a smart bet. If you're a marketing consultant or a consultant of some kind, you could consider wrapping a service around optimizing for mobile, helping your clients ensure their communications work on mobile devices. So if you didn't do it before today you've jumped on this digital marketing bus. Maybe you've carefully developed your content. Maybe you've segmented your audience and you've ensured that your communications work on a mobile device. So you send your campaign and you wait for the results. Now, how will you know if you were successful? Does looking at the reports help or just confuse you? How do you know if something worked or it didn't? If something should be working more? We've all been inundated with talk of big data for years, and it's true that data is all around us. The challenge is to avoid a common pitfall with all of that data. Take a moment and look at this cartoon. The pitfall of drawing conclusions or making comparisons just because data was available. Now, this is a humorous look at what could happen if you connect data from unrelated activities. What's important, though, is finding data that helps you ask better questions and then make better decisions. Collecting data isn't the hard part. Data is being created and collected around us all the time. In the demographic information that's always being asked for, in point of sale transactions, event registrations, and in all of the digital fingerprints that we leave in our wake, like opens and clicks and views and likes and shares and comments. The reality is that the more digital touch points you have with a consumer or prospect, the more data you receive on them. Some of this data arrives in real time. Websites, email, social media, they're all tracking actions like opens and clicks and links referred to and from, intersections of known data with recognized behaviors. It's all out there. And it can be absolutely overwhelming. So let me help you feel a little bit better. I want to help you focus a bit in the face of all the data. I want you to think about what kind of actions you ultimately want your customers or members or clients to take. These are just some of the actions that can be taken, right? But I'm sure you can narrow down the actions you want from a consumer to take more easily than you can sift through all of the possible data out there. So why are any of these actions important? It's because ultimately what you want is to generate revenue or donations. That's the point. So with that in mind, now you can start thinking about how you'll approach the data you have access to. So let me take you through a quick example specific to email marketing data. You can make decisions based on low opens and low clicks. If you don't have enough opens, make sure your from name is recognizable. Maybe your subject line just simply isn't interesting. Maybe your email is showing up in the inbox at the wrong time. Maybe if your opens are good but the clicks are low, maybe your call to action is weak. Maybe your email is too long. Maybe your email isn't targeted. We can help you with those. We can also help you improve results if your opens are high, and if your clicks are high, we can help you get them even higher with these tips. Segmentation really is the answer there. So with all of these tips, like open rate, like starting small, like doing more of what works, you can really jump on a trend and determine what numbers really matter for your business. Determine what cycles and trends and baselines exist over time. And based on the numbers you come up with, you can choose one or two new tactics to pursue. Don't try them all at one time, and then compare results. So what will your 2017 look like? Let's do a quick recap. When it comes to marketing automation, take a look at how you can get messages out to the right audience at the right time without having to do too much work for it. Content marketing will help you create valuable content that drives action. And video marketing, use it. Use it in your email campaigns as well. When it comes to mobile marketing, see what's working in your industry for mobile-centric search. Consider those mobile or native ads that I talked about. And be sure that you use the data that really matters for your business. Find the numbers that reflect actions. I'd like you to really understand the power of email marketing. One of our clients, based in the Daytona Beach, Florida area, has been in business since roughly 2010. And during that time, their sales over the first 4 years, 2010 to 2013, were about $50,000 a year. They weren't using email marketing at all. They were using AdWords, pay-per-click advertising. And what they told me was they weren't getting any results from it. In May of 2013, they started using email marketing and stopped using Google AdWords. And this year, they hit $1 million in sales. That's right. They grew from from $50,000 in sales in 2013 to $250,000 in 2015 to over $1 million in 2016, and they're on track to explode through that number in 2017. All they're using to market their business now is email marketing, digital marketing. That's it. So for this client of the Countess Group, their return on investment is over 500 to 1. What that means is for every dollar they spend on their marketing campaign, email marketing, they're getting over $500 back. They spend $150 a month on marketing and they generate $1 million in sales. That is pretty extraordinary. So what we can help you accomplish is we can help you gain an unfair advantage over your competition. And if that sounds good to you, then here's what would come next. Let me launch this poll. That looks like I accidentally closed it. My question is, would it be worth 15 minutes of your time if I could show you how to attract more business? Go ahead and click yes or no, or not sure, please contact me. Would it be worth 15 minutes of your time if I could show you how to attract more business, attract more clients, and generate more income? I apologize that the submit button disappeared, so go ahead and use the question box and let me know. Would it be worth 15 minutes of your time if I could show you how to create more sales, generate more business? And once again, this consultation is completely free. There's absolutely no obligation on your part. If you can't get to the question box, if you can't figure out where it is, go ahead and reach out to me after this workshop, and we'll respond to you and get that time set up. The other way to do that is go ahead and use this URL. It's http://bit.ly/meet-with-Ken. And that's a free consultation, no obligation, no sales pitch whatsoever. So go ahead and write that down. It's already in your chat box. You'll be able to just click on that link. We help you gain an unfair advantage over your competition with targeted marketing campaigns that really do work. Let us show you how. My name's Ken Countess. I'm Managing Director of the Countess Group. Thank you very much for joining us today. Here's our contact information. I hope you'll reach out to us and set up some time for us to chat so we can teach you how to generate more sales with less money. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.